Greetings, John Tiller Software Panzer Campaigns players, to episode 2 of my Minsk 44 scenario Mogilev as we continue our discussion on defence. In the first episode we gave up our position along the Pronya River in an attempt to escape the overwhelming artillery and force of the Soviet infantry to try and retain our defenders for a staged withdrawal. So it's the old give ground for time scenario. This we have done reasonably okay, I think, at this stage. Perhaps we're having an Indian summer at this stage, as we've probably moved out of range of most of the Soviet artillery by now, but I imagine they will be crossing the river as we speak, and once they are set up we'll have to continually try and move back from them or dig in as deep as we can. So at the moment our defence is centred around Suslovka, and we're hoping to delay the Soviets by no further back than Sukhari by turn 16. So that's a distance of around about 20 hexes, and we have 12 turns to achieve this. So it's going to be quite a delicate balancing act. Hopefully we'll be trying to keep our defenders out of clear hexes to try and maximise defensive factors in forests, villages, and any digging in opportunities we can take. The main axis of advance, I imagine, by the Soviets will be down the main road, given the speed that can be attained. So we will attempt to slow down the Soviets along this route and force them to go cross country if we can. Given that it's soft conditions, for foot based units it's about 150% penalty and 130% for others. So delay is the cause. Our artillery now will be centred on units in clear hexes to try and get as much damage as possible, probably on infantry units. If we can get shots on their enemy artillery, that will become our priority. Let's hope maybe the Luftwaffe comes into play later on. I don't know if it does, but if we can blunt their artillery even a little bit, that would be mighty helpful, but I'm not hopeful on that front. So we need to defend for every point and every delay that we can muster. So here we are with turn 5. There's our gun. So we can prepare him into there. I've already moved these guys. Okay, these guys haven't moved. No use having our engineers up there now, I don't think, so we're just going to have to abandon those positions. Timing of withdrawing the artillery is quite critical, because as I mentioned last time, the artillery really is the power in our defence. We'll leave this guy here as a delay. Always a bit risky, because if he gets surrounded he's definitely not going to get out and we can't help him out. Already we have the Russian infantry catching up to us. They do move slower than the German, more than our infantry. But it's always that balance between time and distance. And as you can see, we are suffering from disrupted units already. So I think we're going to have to move our artillery back. I really like to try and save the engineers if I can. They're so useful in digging in. And I'm sort of hoping to dig in these hexes along here, because that'll slow the Soviets up, because as I suspect this will be their main avenue of advance, and as you all know, engineers are super useful for digging in. Fortunately, that's as far as that guy's going to move. Okay, move him back to there. Keep him with our headquarters unit in the hope that he gets out of disruption. The role of our armour is going to be something somewhat problematic, I think. Now, have we blown up that bridge? Oh, that bridge is still there, so we do need to get rid of that bridge. Ah, there we go. This guy here, in fact I'll do it now. You can leave this too late because there's no guarantee that you'll get it in one go. Oh, I have to move into there. Okay, so yes, that's right. And what I might do is move the vehicles over as well. Okay, moving further south. They're still catching up to us. Oh, he's broken, so he can work as a delay. Gosh, we are thin on the ground. So units arrived. Place all. So that is about it. Keep scrambling and delay. Okay, you can see him, so blow. So there we go, turn 5. Let's see what damage the... Oh, we still got some artillery. Haven't moved him. Yep, we should fire him. So the plan remains the same with the artillery. We go for targets which are in clear hexes, and since we've given up the river, now our priority is to attack the artillery if we get the opportunity. So artillery are now our number one artillery priority. Otherwise, units in clear hexes that offer us the biggest bang for our buck. But that's that. Next turn. So we can see the power of their artillery there. Turn 6, 1600 hours. Okay, going to the top of the map. Just tell these guys to get on their bike and I think we should just move these guys down as quick as possible. So this chap got into a trench and village, so that's quite good. They're still digging in, that's good. This guy here, go into there. Our artillery unit will take him out of transport. This guy can keep firing. Engineer, excellent. So, engineer, damage bridge. Oh blast! We didn't get it happening. Sometimes you're not guaranteed of the engineers being successful in blowing up the bridge. So these guys can hang in there. I'll leave him here as an early warning of where the Russian infantry is. This guy here, I want him to eventually make his way towards the headquarters unit. In fact, these are the only Russian units we can see at this stage. Maybe I'll... Well, I didn't want to get caught out in the open. Okay, so at least he's out of artillery range. So we really need our engineer to come good next turn and blow this bridge up. You can have a rest. Disrupted can go back. No doubt he'll move closer and we'll see if the artillery can reach this line here. Okay, now our artillery. We don't have any because it's scampering. And in fact, with these guys behind these ones, I think I've just got to do a runner there. Right, so let's keep moving on. Well, you can certainly see the overwhelming power of the Russian artillery and air assets, just to make our situation that little bit worse. So I was looking at this particular stack of units very closely there to see if our engineers would survive. I think blowing this bridge is a pretty important event for us. Let's hear that magic. Oh no, they haven't succeeded again. What was the bridge blowing up? Heavy bridge strength 16. Yeah, so that's very disappointing. So I think we can say that our guess they're going to use the main freeway as their main axis of advance is probably fairly true, because we still haven't seen anyone down south, which makes me wonder, should we then do a dashed retreat up here towards the township here, 100-pointer. Okay, well, keep moving our guys down as we can. Great, they can't move across. So our broken guy just didn't stand a chance. He's disrupted. $60 men. Man, they copped a pasting in the last turn too. So we know there's some Soviets in this area here. Oh, in fact, see the flag there. He's at trench at least, so that's good. So once again, if they do move down this way, they'll get to the swamp and make them go round at least. This guy intend to dig in on this hex here, in case they'll probably try and go through that way there, I guess. We'll just have to see. Very surprised we hadn't had any visitors down this way. But I'm starting to think maybe we have to just bring this guy back. We'll try digging in. The problem here is it's not next to a road or influencing a road type hex, because that is the way I expect them to move. Yep, so I'd rather not be in the clear hex, but I just don't have the movement points. So if I do move down here, obviously I'll hit this one, they'll retreat, then they'll hit this one. We just make their going nice and slow, going through these forest and road hexes. So we've assembled a reasonable looking defence, I think. They're getting set up. The problem with concentration, of course, is that you can get surrounded, so that's something you've also got to watch. So I'll put this guy in here, dig in, etc. Rightio, that is about it. These guys can keep moving down. Keep trying to go for a trench there. And we'll see what happens this time. Actually, these guys need to retreat. So these guys are probably going to cop a pasting, and we're probably not going to be able to blow up this bridge, which is a big disappointment. Let's go. Oh, arrived units. Place all. Right. Well, the AI chose an interesting route there. Okay. Let's watch the carnage. Night turn, reinforcements have arrived. We can certainly see the power of the Soviet artillery once again. So our engineer unit is disrupted, low ammo. He's down to 123 men, which is still okay, but my confidence in him being able to blow that bridge is evaporated, so that's a big blow for us. This guy's fought well, but he needs to do a runner. So on the positive side, this hex here has been turned to rubble, so they'll need to get their engineers on that to try and clear it, which is not guaranteed. Notice the bubbles in uppercase. But the big blow was not getting that bridge, so that's just the way the cookie crumbles. Let's see. So that's it's a village hex, so it might be worth trying to dig in there. If it was clear, I wouldn't have bothered, but okay, can't. Once again, okay, these guys, well, hopefully they've delayed those units by turn, so that's something. Getting caught on the road is a bit of a blow. Oh, he has to move down there. Okay. Right, now this artillery unit here should do a runner, I think. You can have a pot shot. This guy copped a bit of a pasting that last turn, being in travel mode. It would be interesting to see if these units came from that way or that way. Just wasn't sure. So these two guys here, they can dig. Oh. Excellent. This guy here. We can offer a bit of... I'd love to have got him up to that hex there, but never mind. And that is... Oh, we had some arrived units. Units arrived. Place all. Okay. Alt. He's done well there. Right, so I think that's about it. Let's see how we go this time. Check the artillery. Nope. No airplanes. Night turn. Rightio. Here we go. Okay, night turn visibility is improving. So there was always a chance in day 2 that the visibility would go up to 3 hexes, which is certainly not in our favour. We prefer a lot of fog at this stage and low visibility. So no action down south. That was quite interesting. Put him in the village town. Night turn. Okay, I'm going to risk leaving him there to get maximum fatigue respite. Okay. So there we go, not too many moves. And that's it. Okay. So we're up to dawn on turn 10, 0400 hours, 24 June 1944. So there we go, dawn turn for us. We've had another unit released to us. There we go. So at this stage I think we should be feeling reasonably confident about being able to slow up the Soviet advance along the main road enough to prevent them getting victory perhaps. Pleasing for us that we have rubble here at the bridge, although we couldn't blow the bridge, so that'll definitely slow them up. They have rubble down here on this 50 pointer, so that means they'll be slowed up coming this way. Unfortunately our guy here wasn't attacked, so there's no rubble on the southern route, but they seem to be coming more from the origin over here. So all in all we can be reasonably happy with our position to date. We'll dig a trench there, maybe back towards this way as well. That'll slow anything from the south. Perhaps we'll force them through this area here. Of course they'll be slow because they're all foot infantry at 150%, and the Soviets are pretty slow anyway. We're obviously paying something of a price along the way. That's to be totally expected. Here's a good example of bumping into zones of control and being stopped in the forest. And we have a unit here. This guy's in a trench right at the end, so be reasonably protected from artillery, which is still giving us headaches. But I might leave it there. I'll come back to you next time we'll do our turn 10, and hopefully we'll fast forward through to the last turns as well. We'll make it this a 3 episode scenario. So thanks for watching. hope you're finding something of interest in the gentlemanly art of defence. And I'll see you next time. Cheers.